In this video, I will show you local Git setup for Terraform, GitHub setup with secrets, create and run GitHub Actions, workflow or pipeline for Terraform. Let's build it. In our last video, we talked about Terraform basics, the file structure, and how to run Terraform code locally using VS Code. Now, in this video, let's understand the real-world setup and how different tools fit together. On the left side, we have engineers working on their local machines using VS Code. This is where we write our Terraform code. Once the code is ready, it is pushed to a repository. In this diagram, you can see two options, GitHub and Azure DevOps. Both can store our codes and pipelines. But for this tutorial series, we are going to use GitHub. So we will push our Terraform code to GitHub, and from there, GitHub Actions will handle our CI/CD pipelines. This pipeline will automatically run Terraform commands like init, plan, and apply. This helps us automate everything and avoid manual steps. At the bottom, you can also see Azure DevOps pipelines. This is just another option for CI/CD similar to GitHub Actions, but again, we'll use GitHub for this series. Finally, on the right side, we have Google Cloud Platform, where our actual resources will be created. The pipeline connects to GCP and deploys the infrastructure. So overall, this diagram shows multiple ways to do same thing, but our tutorial will keep it simple and use GitHub with Terraform to deploy GCP resources. To run and test Terraform locally, I have created a local PowerShell script that sets up just two environment variables, your service account key and the project ID. For example, every time I open a new terminal, if I run Terraform plan, so I have to pass the project ID and the credential manually. So instead of that, I just run local activate PS1, the PowerShell script, and if I run the Terraform plan now, it knows where to connect and which project to use. Now let's back to the Terraform project we were working on our last video. We have created main file, we declared some variables, also we set up some values for those variables, and finally we have output files to return some values. You notice our state file created under same directory, which is default behavior. In production environment, this file needs to be stored in a secure location. As we are automating our project, so let's create a bucket for this, and this is manual step prerequisite for the configuration. I am inside my GCP console under buckets. I already created a bucket for Terraform state file. It's called bucket Terraform state. Right now it is empty and we are going to use this to store our Terraform backend files. I have created a new backend file. Backend block has two attributes, name of the bucket and prefix means folder structure inside the bucket. So Terraform will create subfolders and store the files. Now let's try to run Terraform plan again and see what happens. Terraform notice we have new backend configuration and existing configuration. So now we have two options. Reconfigure means it will start new, or migrate state means it will migrate existing state file to the new. So in our case, nothing important. So we will run reconfigure. Command is terraform init -reconfigure. Let's run it. So it will reinitialize Terraform and successfully completed. Let's go back and check bucket. So we can see Terraform folder created and state folder created. Under that, the default state file here. Next prerequisite is a service account. So in our previous video, we already created a service account, Terraform deploy assay, and I have already downloaded the keys. In this video, we are going to use the key to automate the pipeline. We need local git installed. So go to this website and then install, and based on your operating system, download appropriate version from here. So once downloaded, install it. Once git installed, you can check version. Git installed successfully. Configure username and email required for git version control. Check and verify it is already configured. So in my case, I have already set up username and email address. Run initialize git to track our project folder. Command is git init. Make sure you are in the project root folder. Now you notice Git started tracking your file and Git is saying all these files are untracked. You can run the command git status. Let's remove unwanted files. Add .git ignore file. Put all the unwanted files here. For example, the Terraform state file we already moved to bucket, and also the Terraform local initialization folder, we don't need them, and also my local PowerShell script, we don't want them. So I put everything here. This is just the standard, and save it. And now you can notice Git is no longer tracking these files. So only the Terraform main files it is tracking. Run git status again. So now we see our list is very simple. Add a readme md file and add some comments about your project and how it works. For this demo, I just added a line here. Now let's commit the change. Git add current directory and run again git status. So you can see files added to the stage. Now let's commit. Command is git commit -m means message and put the message. So I just put initial Terraform GCP project, hit enter. All files committed now. Another thing, right now our root is master, you can see. Let's change that to main. So the command is git branch -m capital main. Now let's verify git branch. So you can see right now we are pointing to main. Our local git setup is done. Now let's configure GitHub repository. I'm inside my GitHub. We need to create a new repository. Click new, give a name and a description, and visibility. We don't want that to be public, so always make it private because this is your infrastructure code. And readme file we already created in our local, so we don't need it. It is already off. Add git ignore also we created, so no git ignore, and license because it is private, so no license required. Create repository. Now the repository is empty, no code inside it. Now we need to link this GitHub repository with our local Git repository. So I'm going to use SSH configuration. So just copy the SSH key for this repo and go back to local VS Code. The command is git remote add origin and the link we copy from the GitHub repository. Enter, verify it's set up properly. Git remote. Yeah, so we can see our push and fetch actually right now pointing to that repository. You noticed I am using SSH authentication between my local computer and GitHub. Here is the way to set up SSH key into GitHub. Now let's push our code to GitHub. Command is git push. EU means set upstream origin main. Let's run and we can see code uploaded successfully. Let's go to GitHub and verify. So we can see inside our repository all these files uploaded just now. Now we need to configure two secrets for service account key and project ID. To configure that, go to settings, secrets and variables, and actions. There are two types of variables. One is environment level, another one is repository level. Because we haven't configured environment level yet, so let's use repository level. Click new repository secret. Our first secret is service account key. In our previous video, we already created a service account and already downloaded the key. So copy the content of this key and paste it there. Next key is project ID, repository secret, GCP project ID, give your project ID, add secret. Now we need to create GitHub Actions pipeline. That can be done on your local computer or using GitHub Actions tab. GitHub Actions is made up of few simple components that work together to automate your workflow. First, we have workflows. A workflow is just an automated process written in YML file. It defines what should happen in your pipeline. Next, we have events that are the triggers like pushing codes, creating a pull request, or even running it manually. Inside workflow, we have jobs. A job is a group of steps that run together on a machine. Job can run one after another or in parallel. Each job has its own steps, which are simple tasks like running a script or using an action. Then we have actions. These are reusable pieces of code that help you to do common tasks like setting up Terraform or connecting to Google Cloud services. Finally, we have runners. These are machines like actually run your jobs. Click Actions. Right now, no pipeline for this repository. There are various predefined pipeline templates available. We can choose any one and configure. In our case, we want Terraform, so it is showing up here. Or we can search here, it will show up here. And let's click and say configure. Here is the predefined template for Terraform. So let's configure. First, I'm going to remove all the comments. We don't need it. Also, I want to rename the pipeline name to GCP underscore Terraform, be our pipeline name. We name it GCP Terraform. Maybe you can call this GCP Terraform dev pipeline. Next thing is when the pipeline will trigger. So let's update this to our configuration. Any push to any branch, it will start running because our engineers will create their future branch and push the code, run the pipeline. And the second is when any pull request created and it is pointing to main. Now let's declare an environment variable here. So we want to use Terraform version 1.14.8 and we can access this variable inside the pipeline. As we discussed previous slide, each job can have multiple steps and it runs on a specific runner or virtual machine. So here we are using GitHub hosted runner with Ubuntu latest operating system. And let's change the name of the job. We no longer needed this one. By default, it is bash scripting. Also, we are not using any environment yet, so we can remove this as well. So our first step is to check out our code repository to the virtual machine or the GitHub runner. We are using predefined GitHub Actions. So how we can find it? We can also find it from the marketplace on the right side. Here we can search checkout and we can see the checkouts. If we click here, so you just need to copy and paste this one. Also it has some more parameters. We're just using the first part. It will check out the entire repository to the virtual machine. Next step is to authenticate GCP using our service account key, and we are also passing the secret we created before GCP as a key here. Next, we are installing latest version of Terraform, the version we selected here, this one, and we are passing as parameter here. Next steps are regular Terraform, like Terraform initialization, then checking the format of the code, validating code, and then finally we are creating a plan. We are passing GCP project ID from secrets we just created, and also we are generating an artifact of the plan. And in Terraform apply step, it will only apply if we are pushing code to the main branch. Right now we are saying auto approve, but in enterprise production environments that there should be manual approval from peer review and supervisor approvals. So let's commit the change. Let's commit directly to the main branch. We can see new pipeline created. And if we go to the actions, we can see that pipeline actually started running because we push the code directly to the main. And we can see Terraform plan apply started running, and all of them are successful. And we can go step by step and check the status of the each step, what happened there. Authentication successful, setup Terraform, Terraform init, Terraform format checks also successful. See the Terraform plan. So in plan, we are going to create one resource, that is the Terraform demo bucket 3, and apply also completed successfully, and we can see one resource created successfully, and that's the bucket it's created. We can see our demo bucket created here, and also Terraform state file just now updated. We have successfully created our fast GitHub Actions pipeline. In this video, we covered the key prerequisites to get started with Terraform and CI/CD. We set up a backend bucket to store the Terraform state file and created a service account for secure access. Then we walked through the local Git setup and configured our GitHub repository, GitHub Actions CI/CD pipeline to automate the workflow. In the next video, we'll take this further by setting up multiple environments like dev, QA, UAT, and production. We will also learn how to deploy and promote code across these environments using an automated CI/CD pipeline. Stay tuned.